So Tom, I'd like to show you some things that should be helpful for your foot. And I just wanted to review the situation with your foot, and that's that you've got a bit of a weak arch. So when you're standing on your feet, then the arch tends to collapse. And as it collapses, it stretches the plantar fascia here and causes you plantar fasciitis. And then this muscle on the side here that flexes and stabilizes the big toe gets strained as well. And then as your arch collapses, then the flexor retinaculum, that the nerve to the foot passes underneath, gets compressed and causes the tarsal tunnel syndrome. So the plantar fasciitis and the tarsal tunnel syndrome have calmed down, but this problem with your abductor hallucis muscle remains. And it seems to remain in terms of it's either a chronic strain in the muscle, that it gets strained and injured every time you stand on your feet, especially if you're unsupported, or that as it was strained, it tore inside. When muscles tear, then some of the muscle cells die, and as they do, they rupture and they release the contents of the cell into the fluid around all the cells. And this brings more inflammation in the area as the body tries to clear this out. And sometimes this doesn't clear out properly, and you get a viscous, a thick, kind of dried up molasses quality to the fluid. So it seems like you've got this issue with the chronic inflammation on the inside of your foot there. And there are other reasons to get this besides mechanical issues. So when I looked at your health history form and asked you some more questions, you don't have any medical or organ problems that tend to result in swelling in the foot and ankle, and your cardiovascular system is really healthy because you're able to swim for an hour at a stretch nice and vigorously on a regular basis. So this seems like it's a mechanical problem. It's a problem that's local to that area, and it's dependent upon what's called dependency. When the foot is dependent or down in the field of gravity, then the swelling becomes worse, and it's lessened overnight when you elevate your foot and so on with the lift you have underneath the foot end of your bed. So you need to continue with the types of exercises you've done for the plantar fasciitis. You need to continue stretching the calf muscles with a shoe on so you don't overstretch the plantar fascia. Something new that I'd like you to try is really directed towards the congestion in the foot. And that's what I'd like to go over with you today. So the first thing you need is you need to have a place where you can lie down with your foot and ankle elevated higher than the rest of your leg, and certainly higher than your torso. So I've got Leona lying on a massage table. You could be lying on the floor with your feet up on a sofa or something of that nature. But you need to have at least a couple feet of elevation between where the foot's at and the torso. Because what we're going to do is we're going to put some heat, some deep moist heat on this area, and it's going to make the interstitial fluid, which is kind of congested, much more fluid. It's going to become more easy to move. We want it to move out. When we put the heat on, it also opens your blood vessels, and if your foot's dependent, if your foot's lower than the rest of your body, yeah, all this blood comes into the area, but then it doesn't leave again, so we could make you worse. So you need to have things set up so that your foot's elevated, and you don't want to wet your sofa or whatever you're lying on, so I suggest you put a beach towel underneath where your feet are going to rest. I'm just going to demonstrate this with one foot, but obviously you're going to have to do this with both feet. Hey Tom, so this is how I suggest you prepare your deep moist heat towel. So I've got a towel, and right underneath the water, I can either use hot water in a bucket. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wring that out so it's pretty damp still, but it's not actively dripping anymore. I'll put that in a bowl. I'll put that in the microwave. My half cup of coffee in the morning, I go for a minute, so I'm going to put this in for a minute and a half. here we are, it's been a minute and a half. And I've got a nice hot moist towel. So we're just about to put the deep moist heat on Leona's ankle, but I'm going to get her to show you the exercise I'd like you to do when the deep moist heat is on, wrapped around your foot. So because the muscle that's inflamed is on the side here, and it pulls your toe this way, and it pulls your toe this way, depending on its anatomy. Some people it pulls the toe more to the outside, other people it pulls the toe more this way. We're going to do an exercise where you circle the foot and ankle, but you use the big toe to do this with. So you pull the big toe up, and then you pull the toe around. So the big toe is initiating this whole movement, yes, as we go around. Big toe, big toe, big toe, big toe, yes. Great, that's great. And then as we do that, as the big toe contracts, or as the toe flexes this way, that muscle contracts, and as it goes the other way, it's stretching. So we're really wringing out the Abductor Hallucis. Okay, so go around above the ankle bone, and I'm wrapping all the way around. So I've gone around 2 times on the area that's the most problematic, and then I just put the beach towel around all that business too, so that the table doesn't get wet. Now if you can pay attention inside to that big toe, Leona, and do those circles, it looks very strange, but it's very good. So I'm just going to anchor this thing in place so that it's not quite so. Okay, and away we go. If you find you can't stabilize it on your own, then that's fine. You leave the deep moist heat on for 5 minutes, and then when you take it off, you wring your foot in one direction and then the other. So that's the deep moist heat and this circling kind of action. If you get a friend to help you, you put the deep moist heat on, and then they take the deep moist heat off and they give you a little bit of a tension on your foot and ankle. Okay, so if you can arrange things so that the foot's a little bit clear of the edge of the pillow, but it's still elevated, it's nice and warm here, so you're going to find that the congestion here is a bit more easy to move out. I like to perform a few massage manipulations of a very different type that are designed to help move the fluid out. Because you've got chronic inflammation and a vulnerability in here, if you massage the foot and ankle firmly, you're going to probably injure yourself further. So all these manipulations should be done in a very gentle way. So the first thing is you hold on to the, you put your heels of your hands on the ankle bone and then slide down a little bit. So you're just on the foot and you wobble the foot back and forth, or waffle it. Okay, so none of this should cause you any discomfort or feel like it is bruised or anything. So you wobble the foot in a nice relaxed way, not forcing. It's nice and relaxed. You can see this hand feeds the foot one way and the other one feeds it the other way. We just go rhythmically. Then I'd like you to bridge this place that feels congested with you, and again, I'd like you to waffle the foot this way. So first on the ankle, and then on the middle of the foot itself. Nice and light, no discomfort, no pain, no forcing. Nice and light. And I'd like you to go right out to the edge of the arch of the foot. So it's sort of where the long foot bones end on either side. And you do the same thing. So if you can do the wringing out of your foot and ankle with the hot towel on, or just having taken the hot towel off once a day, and if you can have someone do this for you once a day, then that would be optimal.